Hey everyone, welcome back. You know how we all got to deal with change at work all the time?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to seriously deep dive into how to make those big shifts way less stressful for everyone.
Sounds good.
We're looking at this article, right, called The Soft Skills to Drive Change. It came out just a couple months ago, August 21st.
Oh, recent.
And get this, it basically says forget all the fancy project plans and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's all about people. Like, if you don't nail the human side,
Oh,
change just flops, even with the best tech.
that's so true.
Right. So first up, let's talk alignment and empathy.
Okay.
The article says you can't just spring change on folks.
Nope.
You got to bring them along.
Absolutely.
What stood out to you in that section?
Well, it's like, you know how sometimes leaders just lay down the law?
Uh-huh.
This article is all about the why.
Right.
Like connecting change to the big picture, to the organization's goals,
Right.
and showing how everyone benefits. But there's more to it than that. You got to really get where your team's coming from.
Oh, actually listen.
Exactly. Understand their worries, like put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
And then, you can genuinely address their fears.
Okay, so how do we do that?
The article had some really practical tips.
Lay it on me.
Well, first off, you got to really listen,
Not just pretend.
not just waiting to talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really hear what's making people anxious,
Mhm.
and then validate those feelings.
Don't just brush them off.
Exactly. Like say, hey, I get why you're feeling that way. That builds trust.
It makes people feel like they matter
Right.
instead of just cogs in the machine.
Yeah.
So we've got the empathy part down. How do we turn that into actual motivation?
It's about painting a picture of what's possible,
Ooh, I like that.
Not just listing benefits, but making them real.
Okay, give me an example.
So instead of saying this new software will boost efficiency.
Right, which sounds so boring.
Exactly. You could say, hey, remember Sarah's team? They started using this software and now they finish projects so much faster they actually have more free time.
Oh, so it's about real stories.
Yeah, connecting the dots.
Human impact.
Exactly. So people can actually see themselves in that success.
Okay, so people are on board. They're pumped.
Right.
But what if they're like, I don't even know how to do this new stuff?
Ah, good point.
The article talks about capability and culture, right? How do we make sure everyone has the tools they need?
It's about providing support, training, mentors, maybe shadowing someone who's already rocking the new way of working.
Makes sense.
And leaders, they got to be coaches, not just bosses.
Oh, that's interesting.
Offering guidance, feedback,
Okay.
and company culture, that's huge.
It's like the vibe, right?
Yeah. If change always meets resistance, it's an uphill battle.
So how do you deal with that?
Leaders have to really pay attention to that existing culture, identify roadblocks.
What do people always complain about?
Yeah. And address them head on.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe that means acknowledging past failures, being honest about why things went wrong.
Oh, so people feel heard.
Right. And then showing a real commitment to doing better this time.
Got it. Okay.
So you build that foundation of trust.
Okay, so we've got alignment, empathy, motivation. We're giving people the skills. But none of that matters if we don't communicate right.
Totally agree.
What did you think about the article's take on communication?
Well, it's not one size fits all,
Yeah.
Different stages of change need different approaches.
Oh, give me an example.
Like at the start, you need clear, strong messages from the top.
Okay, so everyone knows what's happening.
Exactly. It creates urgency, direction. But then as things move along,
Yeah.
you need more interaction like workshops, Q&A sessions.
Oh, so people can actually participate.
Right. Ask questions, get clarification.
I feel involved.
Exactly. And that keeps them engaged.
Okay, so it's about adapting the communication style.
Exactly. And it ties into the article's final point,
Which is?
continuous feedback.
So you don't just announce the change and then disappear?
Nope. You got to keep checking in, seeing how people are doing, adjusting course if needed.
So it's like change is a journey, not a destination.
Yes. It's a process.
And you have to stay flexible.
Exactly.
Wow, this has been eye-opening. I mean, I knew soft skills were important, but this deep dive really shows how crucial they are to change management.
I agree. They're the foundation.
Well, you can have the best plans in the world,
Right.
but without the human element, it all falls apart.
Absolutely. And I want to leave our listeners with a question.
Ooh, hit me.
Think about a time when you went through a big change at work.
Okay.
How did the leaders handle it?
Ooh, interesting.
What could they have done differently? Maybe using some of the stuff we talked about today.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Really gets you thinking.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're wrapping up our deep dive. We highly recommend checking out the full article, The Soft Skills to Drive Change.
Definitely worth a read.
It's got tons more practical advice. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
Keep changing.
And remember, even when things feel shaky, you've got this.
Got this.